Fade in. Hello, I am Michelle with two L's.
And I'm Natalie the Red.
And we are Force of Light Entertainment. Well, we wanted to talk today. There is now some controversy, I guess, around the new movie Into the Heights. That
Controversy on Twitter? Say it isn't so.
Which, of course, is the new musical directed by, I believe not directed by, he's not the director, but he made the movie. Lin Manuel Miranda, of course, who is most known for doing Hamilton, the hit Broadway play. But he's been getting a little bit of heat lately. And in fact, he apologized for his role in this. But what we're going to get to, and we're going to pull up an article in a minute, basically for woke Hollywood and for those that are obsessed with identity politics, no matter how much of a movie you make that is geared towards a minority of people,
not good enough.
Not good enough. You can't ever make these people happy because they are literally obsessed with race and color in every sense of the word, which is kind of ironic, isn't it? Considering they're supposed to be the ones that are anti-ist, but yet I find they are the ones that focus the most on color, skin color, and
they're kind of obsessed.
A little bit. But yeah, I actually, and I can't really comment on the movie, haven't seen Into the Heights. It came out last weekend. I know with a little bit, it came in under what they expected it to make. I'm the type, I actually enjoy a good musical from time to time, but even with Into The Greatest Showman, which I went on to love, it took it being out a week or two and hearing the hype people were talking about it to make me want to go see it.
Right.
So kind of the same with this movie. If I were to begin to hear people really hyping it up, like it was a great musical and a lot of fun, then maybe I'd give it a try. But there's not been a lot of buzz like there was for The Greatest Showman with this particular movie.
I mean, it looks fun as far as musicals go.
Yeah. You know? I mean, it may be great. In fact, I will say this though, and I like musicals. I've seen several Broadway plays and really enjoy it. But and I know it's huge, and I'm sure if I went and watched it, I would love it. There's nothing been that super appealing to me even about Hamilton. And I can't explain that, guys. And I know people in the comments are going to be like, what? But
I know. There's never been a big draw for whatever reason.
And I'm sure if I saw it, I would really like it. But so it's kind of the same way with this. There's not some big draw. But let me get into this controversy because in fact, it was the director who was taking questions as he was promoting this movie. And the director, I believe, is Asian. And he did Rich Crazy Asians, or that's the title.
That movie was really popular. I haven't seen it.
Yes, and he directed this movie. And again, Miranda is the one who I believe wrote the music and created the story. But the director was taking questions, and it first gets brought up about the skin color and about there being a lacking of darker skin color in the movie. So let me pull up this article. I saw this and I was like, we've got to make a video on this because it's just too good to not address. I mean, some things are so ridiculous that you're like, is this real life? Am I really reading this? And this is one of these things. So let's look at this. And it comes from Refinery 29. Don't have any clue who they are, but this is all over Twitter right now anyways, because again, Lin Manuel Miranda has already apologized for the Afro-Latinx erasure.
Which, first of all, to me personally, it's silly to apologize over this.
Don't ever apologize to the mob.
When you didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, only apologize if you messed up. Like James Mangold, our story yesterday, he really should be like, guys, I had a bad day. I said some things I shouldn't. I apologize. But in this case, Lin Manuel Miranda didn't do anything wrong. And he shouldn't apologize. Don't apologize to people demanding things from you that don't deserve an apology.
Right.
So let's get into this. And for starters, I'd be curious if you are a Latino. That's what I've always been raised. And even my Latin friends go by Latinos. That's kind of how they identify. This new Latinx way that they're referring to Latinos. Let us know what you think about that below. But this article says, so upon seeing that this film sparked spirited discourse about anti-Blackness and colorism, that's a first to hear the description of colorism. In the Latinx community, Lin Manuel Miranda shared a statement on social media. And he said, I started writing Into the Heights because I didn't feel seen. And that over the past 20 years, I wanted is for us, all of us, to feel seen. So the Hamilton, he addressed the fact that there was not, I guess, from the Afro Latino community, he had let them down, that it wasn't his intentions by any means, but the ongoing conversation about representation and discrimination against darker skinned people in Hollywood hit home for Miranda, making him realize the part that he had played in systematic colorism.
I'm sorry, I have to laugh. Last one.
I need to read that again. And the part that he played in systematic colorism. So colorism is now systematic as well, guys.
I'm starting to hate the end of a word ism. I'm starting to dislike it.
Yes, and see, here is his. It was on Twitter. He had his big, long apology for not representing the darker skinned Afro Latino community.
Just glancing at it, my eyes go to, I can hear the hurt and frustration over colorism.
But can you? It feels a little manufactured, the rage over this. Yeah, I mean, just, you can find this on Twitter, his apologies for that, and thanks for the feedback. I promise to do better. He's going to be better, guys. To be better in my future projects, and I'm dedicated to the learning. We're always learning about everyone's what hurts everyone's feelings. Evolving, we have to do better, ensure we're honoring our diverse and vibrant community. And it's like, here's the thing in this. When it comes to this movie, it's what he said in that. He wanted to make something that was resembled, again, it's set in Washington Heights in New York, and he wanted it to be about a close-knit group of people, and clearly it was about like his background.
Right.
And he is a Latino that isn't from the Afro-Latino mix. And let's be real, geographically, that's different countries in Latin America. You get different groups of people, just like in Europe or wherever.
I mean, this should be obvious kind of statement what I'm about to say, but when you're writing something from your perspective,
yes,
from your experiences, it is your perspective and your experiences.
Yes.
And and it's like different people. I was thinking a minute ago, it's like, could you make The Godfather today? Because it's like, oh, it's Italian people. Where are the darker people?
Well, no, or in Adley, where are the super pale people like us?
Right.
Colorism, guys. Colorism.
I know I don't look super pale because of the lighting in here.
Yeah, this actually makes us look more tan.
It does. Well, and I self-tan in the summer, but I'm naturally like the color of paper.
Because apparently StreamYard has colorism towards our paleness. So they make us a shade darker, believe it or not. But But yeah, basically, I mean, that's just kind of it is the story, but it's just, again, this hyper obsession with race and now with systematic colorism. I've never heard that term. It's quite interesting. And obviously he recognizes that there is the more Afro-Latino group. That's a real group. That's a real people, but that's not who he was focusing on in this movie that he made. He was focusing on. Yeah, that's okay. He was focusing on like his neighborhood, what he grew up with, and that's what he made his movie on. So for him to have to apologize for colorism is just really next level absurd. It really is.
If I got upset every time there wasn't a ginger in a movie, I guess I couldn't see.
Well, I mean, in fact, Natalie, gingers just keep getting replaced. I think you have a legit gripe for the hair colorism that is going on in movies right now.
Ginger lives
matter. Ginger lives matter. They do. But Hollywood needs to recognize that, and they need to do better.
They don't like us, apparently. But anyway.
But that's kind of it. It's just when people, again, I will end on that. It's just interesting that the people who claim to be anti-ist, all they focus on is color, literally skin color. And I just propose to you, if all you focus on is skin color, and whether it's light, dark, medium, or all these different colors.
It's so silly. I mean, it's just, we're all individuals. And the thing is, like, I think the complaint from the lady that was interviewed, like, it's that they were not dark enough. They were not dark enough.
That's literally what she said.
Latin
yeah.
People, and I'm sure, as all of you know, Latin people, depending on the area.
Well, she specifically wanted the Afro-Latin group. So they were that group, which again, that can be different countries in Latin America and things. It just, But what I was saying too is that when the people that focus on it so much, maybe you guys have a color issue. Maybe you have an issue in the fact that that's all you think about. And that's not, at least the way I was raised, that may make you more kind of an because it seems to be on the front of your mind 24/7, where it's not most people who are not
You guys, at the end of the day, it's just skin.
It is.
There's so many different shades. We have a rainbow of shades, really. I mean, it's all beautiful. It's all great. I mean, it's just skin color.
Yeah. And maybe there's a movie in the future that focuses on the Afro-Latino group, but that wasn't Miranda, that wasn't his upbringing.
His experience.
That wasn't his group. So that's what he focused on, was his group.
Which makes sense.
It does make sense. And it wasn't personal. And again, people, don't apologize to absurdity, which is what he did. Never apologize if you didn't do anything wrong. Now, if you did something wrong, apologize. We should apologize when we do something wrong,
Absolutely.
but not when we're just appeasing absurdity.
Right.
Just don't do it. Don't bow the knee. Don't apologize for things that he didn't have some intention of harming any person. It's just
for these contrived offenses.
Yeah, it is. I mean, my gosh, these people need medals for how much they get offended. I mean, it's really setting records these days. So colorism, I learned something new today. Always learning, and I learned something new. But anyways, is that your final thoughts?
Yeah.
That's kind of it for this video. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Let us know, have you heard of colorism, or is this your first time? And what do you think about this whole situation? Share your thoughts below. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be a force of light.